What's going on, everybody? I'm Spencer Tillis.
I'm Kaylina Speakman.
I'm Trayvon Miles.
And this is the Delmarva Sports Insider. Coming up in just a bit in today's episode, the playoffs are here on the shore. Cambridge looking to advance to the second round of the state tournament as they took on North Dorchester.
And the SU men's lacrosse team was in action earlier today in round 2 of the NCAA tournament. Could they defeat Colorado College and advance to the quarterfinals?
That's right. And talk to the Cannon, the Lady Rams, bringing their lumber out for the playoffs. They had a blast, if you will, with Kent Island on Thursday.
Oh, Trey killing them with the puns already. Well, but first, we got to start with what ended up being the game of the week for baseball, the 2016 Bayside Championship game. Undefeated Colonel Richardson coming in as heavy favorites, taking on a red-hot Parkside squad. And buckle up for this one. The Colonels would come ready to go as they would actually jump out to a early lead after the Rams were up 1-0. They come firing back in this thing with a RBI triple down the first base line by Dylan Niepert. The next batter is his cousin Garrett Niepert, and he finds some room out there in right center. That's good for an RBI single as they're back in front, but back come the Rams. Connor Shockley at the dish. He turns on that one right there, and it's good for an RBI double to center to tie things up. And then it would be the Colonels again. They pull off the suicide squeeze right here as Jake Zebron comes on in on the play. That made it 5-2 in their favor. But Parkside not done just yet in the 6th. Grant Burleson gets it started as he hits a sac fly to right. A great catch out there by Sean Bowens, but Matt Smith still able to tag up and score on the play. Then after that happened, they would go ahead and hit another one. Colin Green this time lifts it for another sac fly to right. Dylan White this time scores. But CR not done just yet. Sean Bowens turns on the Jets here and scores on the pass ball as the Colonels retake the lead at 7-6. So we would head to the 7th, and then Sean Fisher at the plate. He finds some space out there in left for an RBI single to tie things up. And then cue the heroics. Colin Green at the dish and sees the pitch he likes. Turns on the Jets. The throw to first is going to be a little wide, and that allows 2 runs to come in. They take the lead, and for the first time in over 20 years, Parkside is your Bayside champs with a 9-7 win, handing CR their very first loss of the year. And I tell you what, first of all, heart goes out a little bit to CR on this one. I mean, they've been having a great run. That program is really kind of resurrected back to where it used to be. 3 straight years now in that title game. The other side of this is what a job by Parkside. I mean, we let them have it, and deservedly so. I mean, they were 4-4 at one point in the beginning part of this year, and then they actually went on and lost a couple games later to Decatur, and all of a sudden it really looked like this team just couldn't figure it out. All the talent in the world, but just not pieces blending together. No leadership. We got on them about that. Well, Hallman provided that. They turned things around in a hurry, and they are a dangerous team right now heading to playoffs. Big win when they finally were able to beat Decatur. Bigger win right now. I mean, that is the biggest win of the season, and they are a scary team right now.
I'm sure they're very happy about knocking off a once undefeated Colonel Richardson. Not undefeated anymore going into these playoffs. We'll head to Delaware now. A pretty intriguing matchup in the Henlopen as well. On Monday, Cape Henlopen traveled to take on Sussex Tech. Now, Tech was coming off a loss to St. Mark's. A pretty good team, I'd say, right? All right, well, Cape was coming off a loss to Seaford.
Come again? What was it?
To Seaford. All right,
okay.
so 2 different teams going in different directions and different circumstances. However, both needing a win to stay alive in the playoff race. And the Ravens were trailing 1-0. Trent Hearn going to score after this pass ball. He'll even us up at 1. To the 5th inning, Cape would be threatening, but their Tech pitcher, Luke Oliphant, going to get the pitcher's best friend, 6-4-3 to end the inning. A big, big play right there because in the 6th inning, Cape, they just exploded. Noah Clifton, RBI, single to left. That is going to plate a runner, and they would just pile it on from here. This time it's Zach Gilloff with another RBI. Cape scores 6 in the 6th inning to avenge that loss to Seaford. They win this one 7-3. And you know what? We're just making a little fun of Cape. They might be getting into the playoffs, but for Sussex Tech, it's not going to work, I don't think, anymore. 4 losses in the span of 7 days when you think about it. And this late in the season, I don't think it's all the way official, but it looks like their hopes are pretty much over, sitting at 9-8 in the Henlopen. I doubt they really make this postseason. It's pretty disappointing considering that they were 14-3 last year. Of course, they lost some pieces, but they had some pretty good pieces this year as well. On Friday, we were talking, they were just sitting at 9-4. You lose 4 games in a week, and you are down to almost 500 with 1 game to go. Nobody could have predicted this kind of collapse for them.
We talked a lot about the sophomores that they got the pitchers over there at the Cape. We're not the only ones that noticed them. I was at that game. 4 Division I coaches, including some big-name schools, checking them out. And, I mean, they're going to be going somewhere big here pretty soon.
I agree.
All right, well, another Henlopen game we had was the Henlopen North versus South showdown the other night as Del Mar hosted Polytech. And the Wildcats, they would go ahead and just strike first after getting this RBI double to the gap and left by Christian Murphy. Timothy Ward would go ahead and come home on this play, but back come the Panthers as TJ Mitchell. He hits a little blooper to shallow right. Two Wildcats can't even make this catch. This gets runners on first and second. The bases would end up getting loaded, and then a bases-loaded walk would go ahead and bring in Logan Elshinsky. Then it's going to be the Panthers again. Brandon Davis up to bat, RBI base knock to center field. Joey Haas would go ahead and come home on the play, but the home team, they just kept on coming. Dale Rhodes up to bat, hits this one to shallow right, scores Carson Phillips. The Wildcats get the win 4-2 the final. And, you know, I think that's a good win. They're 9-7 on the season now. They really needed this one to kind of give them the winning record instead of just being flat. But if you look at Polytech, they're 10-4 now, so that loss still gives them a better record on paper than Del Mar. But I think, you know, Del Mar just really played as a team. I was watching them out there. They were all communicating. They were all feeding off each other's hits, and I think that really helped them get this win.
It's going to be interesting because playoffs are coming up for them. And for Del Mar to win the South, they not only have to win their last 2 games, but they need help from a couple losses from Lake as well as Milford. Polytech's still in it, actually, in the North. They still have 4 games left of conference. If they get on a roll and they play Smyrna, that's going to be the big one. So if they can handle that business,
I think they'll be fine.
Possibly. Well, Smyrna, though, they're sitting pretty right now.
Yes,
another team not looking bad, North Carolina. They're back to work this afternoon, looking to get a playoff run started, squaring off against some team down the road. I don't know where it is. Why high? Get a good look at these highlights, by the way, Trey, because the Bulldogs came ready to go. Bottom of the first, and they take a 1-0 lead after Alan Sathoff riffs a RBI single to left to score Cameron Bird. But the Tribe would fight their way back in the second. 2 on for Zach Wooleman. Well, that one's going to go ahead and find all the way back to the backstop right there. 2 runs come in, and then the Bulldogs go ahead and take a peek at your man out here and left, by the way.
Fence.
Now, sniper, a 2-run bomb by Sathoff. They're out in front, and they're going to go ahead and keep rolling from there. Morgan Lewetz ropes on 2 RBI single up the gut, and North Carolina advances 12-2 the final.
Cambridge squaring off against North Dorchester. Vikings trailing here early, but here they come. Cody Schreiber with a 2 RBI single up the middle. It's going to score Michael Richardson and Evan Fishpaw to give them the lead. Cambridge looking for more, but check out Tyler Winter. Nice catch right here to end the inning and keep his team tied up right now. But CSD, they kept coming on. Here's Matt Elliott, a deep blast over the center fielder's head. Schreiber and Devin Sparks going to come in on the play. And Cambridge, they would close it out from there. Josh Townsend going to get the K right there. He got the win in relief as Cambridge scores 11 straight. They win it 11-4 the final.
And Bennett was hosting Northeast earlier today, and the Clippers gave up 4 early runs, but the comeback trail here after Charlie Kerrigan hits that one to left for the RBI single scoring Hunter Wright. And they kept this rally going after Tyler Green got called for a balk with Matt Christome on third. And the Clippers, they climb within a run after Joey Geary hits this one to short, beats out the throw for an infield RBI single as Tyler Dunn would score on the play. And Bennett down by 3 again, but not before this pass ball. And Cade Rasu takes off, slides in under the tag for the score. But the story of the game was Green. Backwards K to end it. He had 12 Ks on the day. Bennett gets the upset in this one, 6-4 the final.
Kid is only a sophomore, and he was dealing today. He was nasty. But it's time for our first commercial break. Coming up on the other side, we're going to trade in those bats for some sticks. Playoffs are underway this week as well for lacrosse. Ken Island, they're not bad, taking on Parkside. We're going to have those highlights coming up next.
Hi, I'm Julius White, Washington High starting pitcher, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.